Tinkering Bell is a practicum series where I showcase my particular idiosyncrasies in the craft. This is episode 7 where we delve into Chinese sigil magic. The Seal of Changes is a versatile talismanic sigil design that can activate the powers of any of the 64 hexagrams in the I Ching, Book of Changes. Master your application of this sigil with the 64 hexagrams, and you're going to have a powerful toolkit of sigils to draw upon. Let's start by presuming you know what the I Ching Book of Changes is and that there are 64 hexagrams based on combinations of the 8 trigrams of the Bagua, the 8 fundamental building blocks of the universe. If you didn't know that, it's okay. Roll with me for now and you can backtrack later. This is the template for the Seal of Changes. We'll talk about its anatomy later. For now, focus on the center. To operate the Seal of Changes, you place the hexagram you're working with at the center of this template, and the hexagram you've chosen represents the power you'd like to draw upon. So the Seal of Changes activates as occult powers the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. Can you deviate from this design? Yes, but learn the basics first, so when you deviate, you know how to do so competently. Let's start with the seal's anatomy. All glyphs on the sigil face inward toward the center, meaning no matter how you spin the seal, the glyph on the top will always be upright and the glyph on the bottom always upside down. I hope that explanation makes sense. Just look at the animation. The animation explains it all, I think. For this practicum, we are going to craft my favorite of these 64 seals, the seal for raising an army. It's multi-purpose, and here's why. The seal for raising an army is about pulling together all of your energies, resources, assets, and attributes to channel in a streamlined way toward one targeted ambition. Fundamentally, it's about conquest, whatever it is you need to conquer in your life. This seal helps you raise discipline, focus, and stamina. It's about you being your own master general, commanding the army of your personal powers. This seal is about overcoming inertia. Here's how I think of it. I'm a diverse collection of energies, abilities, and inner resources, and let's be honest here, most of the time it's dispersed all over the place, not working cohesively as one, so I am in effect stretching myself thin. Can I guess that you can be the same way too? So what this particular seal, summoning the army, does is bring all of those diverse and disparate energies, abilities, and inner resources together to work collaboratively and in solidarity as one. You're commanding all those energies the way a general commands an army of warriors. You're organizing all of those energies into your infantry, your cavalry, navy, artillery, and so on, metaphorically speaking. So it's about channeling all you've got into one focused objective, one focused battle, challenge, or conquest. This is the template for the Seal of Changes. Let's talk about the elements that every Seal of Changes will contain. The outer ring of Chinese oracle bone scripts designate the 8 trigrams of the Bagua, arranged in the early heaven formation. We work with the early heaven formation rather than the later heaven because in this exercise, we want to tap into the He-2 spiral dance of creation. We want to organize the laws of physical nature in a way that's conducive or favorable for us. We want to control and regulate the law of opposites. If I'm confusing you, check out the Tao of Craft, pages 23 to 33. We want to use the early heaven Bagua for the seal because we want to use that He-2 rather than the Luo Shu sequence. So the glyphs along the outer ring are as follows: heaven, lake, fire, thunder, wind, water, mountain, and earth. The order you'll inscribe the glyphs are in that order: heaven, lake, fire, thunder, wind, water, mountain, and earth. So the formation will be as demonstrated on the screen. Why? Let's see if this turns any light bulbs on in your head. The sequential order follows the yin and yang. You start with loads of yin, right? And slowly transition the proportions from yin to yang. First, you had a lot of yin, and then you slowly, gradually change it to less yin, more yang. Then you move over to a little yang and gradually increase or change it to more yang until you got loads of yang. So early heaven formation of the Ba Gua, the 8 trigrams, when you draw it in sequential order, is a metaphor for creationism or the Chinese mythology of how the universe was first created. Let's move into that center diamond formation. This is the regulation of the 4 directions, 4 seasons, and the 4 primary spirit guardians or watchtowers of our physical world. Here you've got the tortoise for Beidi, god of the north, the phoenix for Zurong, the god or goddess of the south, depending on which region of China you're from, the dragon for Dongwanggong, grand duke of the east, and the tiger for Shiwangmu, empress mother of the west. In case my regular viewers haven't caught on yet, these are the 4 directional deities, and the order you'll be inscribing them is as follows: Zurong, Beidi, Dongwanggong, and Shiwangmu. Now, let's explain these 4 glyphs here in these semicircles. These 4 glyphs independently are frequently found in Chinese food talismans or Chinese sigils. That's because they're words of petition. It's based on the Chinese imperial history of divine decrees. A practitioner using these words commands the spirit realm. This glyph is the oracle bone script for lord or ruler from the Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty, by the way, is 1046 BC to 256 BC. This one is the oracle bone script for holy decree or an imperial decree from the Shang dynasty. That's 1600 BC to 1050 BC. This is the script for witch or shaman from the Qin dynasty. That's around 200 BC. And this is the seal script for order or a summons from the Qin dynasty. The center point is where you switch in and out oracle bone scripts for the 64 hexagrams. For the raising an army seal, we're working with hexagram 7. The formation of hexagram 7 is the trigram earth over the trigram water. So in the center point of the seal, you would inscribe the oracle bone script for hexagram 7. Hexagram 7 as a universal or archetypal energy, and also the etymological origins of Shi or hexagram 7 is to get an army over the hill. Etymologically and as a hexagram, it's the image of getting 10,000 to work collaboratively in solidarity to achieve a daunting task. It's about getting the 10,000 to march as one with a single unified purpose. Hexagram 7 positions you, or your ego, as the master general, so you can finally regulate, control, and bring to order the 10,000 disparate and scattered energies of yourself. So this hexagram's power, when activated, is discipline, stamina, perseverance, singular focus, and tenacity. If you don't think you can freehand draw this sigil, don't worry, you don't have to. Go ahead and print it out from your computer. The digital image files for the seal is provided in the companion blog post, so be sure to check it out, linked in the description box. Now, you're not exactly off the hook though. You'll need a consecrated pen. Just pass it through the smoke of purification incense. Something like frankincense or sandalwood or sage will do just fine. Sidebar, you are doing the practicum after each video, right? I mean, if you're not, then why the hell am I making these videos and making them for free? Do the work. You say you want to deepen and advance your craft, and really, for a change of pace, witness just what you're made of and what power you're able to command, then do the work as I've instructed in this series. Every single video is carefully crafted and arranged to empower you in a way you didn't even know you were capable of. Okay, sidebar over. Let's resume the practicum. Next, you're going to trace the entirety of the seal by hand with the consecrated pen. I'm going to assert something that's probably controversial to Chinese occultists. The order you render the seal doesn't matter. You do you, boo. Now, before you do you, boo, do know that there are going to be Chinese occultists who are like, what the fuck are you doing? The more orthodox and traditional view of craft is that there is a regulated and mandated order to how you inscribe the seal. On a superficial note, I'm too lazy to explain it. But if you want to copy and follow, the sequential order is being presented on the screen as I do this voiceover. On a serious note, I just don't think it's necessary. If you understand the fundamental purpose of the craft, then the sequential order is more about the icing on the cake than it is baking the actual cake. As you trace the glyphs, what you're doing is channeling your personal power, your chi energy or life force, and directing as much of it as you can out of your hand through the consecrated pen and mixed with the ink to be integrated into the seal. The intention you're setting is directing in a really focused way all of your life force and power into the sigil design. If you focus too much on the sequential order to the point where you get distracted, then you're not channeling as much power as you're able to into the seal. In a cost-benefit analysis, it's more important for you to focus and channel than it is for you to worry your pretty little head over sequential order. This is what you need to be thinking or how you conceptualize what you're doing. You are a concentration of energy, but all over the place, no focus, a hot mess. You're a hot mess. This sigil is kind of like a lens, a filter, and what you're doing is channeling all of your hot mess through this lens. And when all that hot mess is channeled through the lens, it gets consolidated and solidified into a united, powerful laser beam of energy and intention that is going to cut through the crap and get shit done. Yep, and that's it. You're done. Most Taoist practitioners will then burn the paper. The understanding here is the seal was a tool, a lens, a filter you used to modify all your hot mess scattered energy to make it all freakish army orderly-like. Now your hot mess is a formidable army off to conquer or overcome what it is it's been instructed to do. And for the tool, the sigil, burning it and scattering its ashes is considered sort of the sacred, respectful thing to do. Another thing you can do is to keep the sigil around, kind of like a charged battery. So you can create the sigil as a sticker and stick it somewhere, or craft jewelry or artwork out of the sigil and keep it around as a charged battery. It's a deceptively simple, quiet ritual where there really isn't any ceremonial pomp and circumstance. Your main concern is collecting all the hot mess thoughts in your mind related to the specific goal you want to achieve or that thing you want to conquer, and energy dump all of those thoughts into the sigil as you draw it with your consecrated pen. The idea is you need to throw all that crap into the sigil, all the crap related to your goal or specific intention, and then the power of the seal of changes for raising an army will do the rest. So that was one of 64 arrangements for the seal of changes. How about the other 63? I offer an online course all about the I Ching, how to perform professional level divinations with it, how to understand it. I even give you my English translation and annotations of the Book of Changes, plus a video series on occult uses of the I Ching. Among your course materials for I Ching and the practitioner, you're going to get the high-resolution image files for the Chinese oracle bone script of all 64 hexagrams. The book I provide you with also contains spellcrafting notes for each hexagram. All of that is going to come in handy for understanding how to work with these 64 seals. Enrolling in the course is also how you show support for the free content I provide. Plus, it's going to give you all the background information you need to operate the seal of changes effectively. This practicum only walks you through one of the 64 seals. Here's your homework assignment. Download the free image files of the Seal of Changes based around Hexagram 7, Raising an Army. Follow the practicum instructions in this video and use the seal to enable you success, conquest, or victory in one of your specifically defined goals. It can be to conquer writing that book and finishing it. It can be to conquer weight loss or quitting a bad habit. Or if you are a metaphysical practitioner and you feel like lately your personal energies are scattered and all over the place, which is weakening your craft, then a quick Seal of Changes ritual with the Raising an Army seal will fix that up in no time. If you need to overcome or conquer, this is the Seal of Changes to use. Or let's say you did a divinatory reading for yourself about something and yikes, it ain't looking good. That's probably because your divinatory tool is picking up on the hot mess that you are, and you, in your hot mess state, is in no position to succeed at your objective. Change up the dynamic, restructure the energies around you, craft the Seal of Changes to raise an army, and get your shit in order. That's how you change the outcome to one that's favorable for you. This is how the occult practitioner acts proactively. Working with the seal of changes can get really intricate and complicated, where you switch around the orders of the trigram elements and the directional points, or turn the dial of the seal, adjusting it based on how you want to alchemically tap into certain pulse points of universal energies. But you don't need to worry your pretty little head over that. No, but seriously, you don't. This sigil, as is something you're going to want to add to your permanent toolkit of sigil magic.